Hi everybody, it's Christine and I have come to you today with a little bit of play. I saw something over on May's channel and she had gotten an inexpensive set of watercolors and was demonstrating all the different colors that you could make out of just the 6 sort of basic colors. Of course, there are 5 basic colors, and they are yellow, red, blue, black, and white. Green has been added as a 6th color in a lot of different sets. This is a sap green, and of course, this is an ultramarine blue, a crimson red, and a lemon yellow, and just the black, and I did not swatch out the white. But look at all of the beautiful colors that I was able to make just with a kind of a 50-50 mix of blending the colors. So red and yellow make orange, red and blue make purple, blue and green make this beautiful dark teal green. Green and black actually make this sort of olivey green, and then black and white make this very beautiful gray. Then, of course, following it down, what I did is I mixed like yellow with red. Okay, so this is the yellow column. We'll start at the top. So I mixed the yellow with the red for orange. I mixed the yellow with the green, or the yellow with the blue for this color green. The yellow with the green for this lovely sort of, you can't really see those, can you? You zoom you down. Hopefully get the focus halfway decent for you. This pretty yellowy green. And here was my big surprise. Lemon yellow with the black made this really cool, like dark olive green. And then, of course, yellow with the white made a very pastel yellow. And I just did that all the way across. So this, along this line, are the pure colors. So, red and red is where the red is. Blue and blue is where blue. So everything on this side of the line is 2 colors mixed together. And then everything on this side of the line up there is these colors just watered down a little bit, with a little more water. And so that's the light tangerine, and this is the very light, thinned out of this color, thinned out of that color, and on it goes. And that's 30 colors right there. Just with 6, I've made those 30 colors. Now, that's not even taking into an account that I used a 50-50 ratio. 50% blue, 50% red. In most of these colors, I used 50%. So if I were to use 2 parts red and 1 part blue, I would get an entirely different purple. Or 2 parts blue and 1 part red, I would get an entirely different purple. So that would be 2 more colors. Thin them out for pastels, that's 4 more colors. So you kind of get the point. This is what really made me think of it. Mixing the green with the red. I was thinking that I was going to get a brown. I mean, like a really dark brown. But the first time I made it, I put in slightly more than half of the red. And so what it made was this sort of reddish brown. The second time I mixed it with just a little more of the green. And so instead it made this sort of oak brown. So, that really made me think that, as you are learning to mix colors, how much of each color you mix can give you virtually every color that you could possibly think of with just these 6 basic shades. So I wanted to test that out just a little bit because I think that it's important to do that. And so I thought that we would just do a few, I don't want to spend hours sitting here swatching, but maybe just a few of these and see what happens. I'm really most interested because purple is a lot of people's favorite color. I want to do the orange, and then I also want to do the blue and red. So without further ado, I have a brush. I have my fun, funky little homemade do-it-yourself color palette, which, by the way, I used for this, and it just works great. And I have a jar of clean water and a jar of also clean water because I haven't done anything. So I am dipping this, and I'm going to go into my yellow. And grab some yellow. Make sure that I grab quite a bit. Clean off my brush. And then grab just a little bit of the red. So not even very, very much. As a matter of fact, I don't have nearly enough yellow for what I want. The red is a very strong color. And let's see what happens with this. So this is twice as much yellow as there is red. See, that's a much lesser orange. That's kind of a really pretty, say, sienna gold color. And then let's grab out a little more of the red and make it a far redder orange. I don't have hardly enough water here, but I want the color to be vibrant. See, so this is even a darker orange than the 50-50 up here. So that's, that's 2 more colors right there. And then the one I really want oh, look, and it turns the water such a pretty color too. The one I really want is to see about the purple. Okay, so now we'll take red again, put that in there, and we'll take twice, get quite a bit of it off there, take twice the amount of blue. So this is twice the amount of blue. Try and make it a little more wet. I've not used this brush before, so this one holds water differently than the one I used last night. But that is, I mean, that's probably close to what's up there, but even given that, it's a little bit darker. And then if I were to take that same thing and do a little more red with what's left in there, then I'll get a little, I mean, that's the same two colors, but just with one, you know, using a little more of the red. Which makes a much more like wine-colored color. So the possibilities are simply endless as far as, you know, just really, it's just how much of each color you mix. So is it convenient to have a whole bunch of colors in a set when you buy it? Absolutely. Is it necessary? Not at all. And so learning to mix colors is, I think it's important for any of us, whether or not it is learning to mix watercolors or acrylic paint colors, oil paint colors. It doesn't matter the medium, learning mixing colors, because the same thing is going to happen with most colored pencils. When you put them down on top of each other and you start mixing your colors, you are going to end up either with mud or with the color that you were intending, basically by knowing what colors mix together. And this is the fun part, because you can literally, you know, square off a piece of note paper or any kind of a piece of paper and just do this to your heart's content. Just play with it. You know, like for instance, here's orange. What would happen if we mixed green with orange? I suspect that we're going to end up with a weird shade of brown. And but let's find out. I mixed green with the orange that was left in here. There was quite a bit of it. And so let's see what happens. I'll bet it creates a green that isn't up there anywhere. And this paper, by the way, is just my regular old swatch book that I use for everything. It's not watercolor paper. It's not I mean, it's kind of cardstock, thick paper, thick drawing paper. But that's a slightly different green than any of the other greens that are up there so far. And that was just by, you know, mixing a little orange with a tiny bit of green, you know, and like I said, you could do this to your heart's content and just have a good old time with it. You know, so we've got you know, let's mix a little bit more of, let's mix some blue. Take some blue over here. Oops. Take some blue over here. So now we've got 2 parts blue. And okay, so there's 2 parts blue. And we'll mix in some green. So now we'll get a blue-green. Just trying to get as much of the paint off of that because I'm gonna switch brushes and I'm gonna add some yellow to our blue-green. Now, keeping in mind that blue and yellow make green, so I'm not really changing, you know, I'm not changing I'm just going to change the tone of the green. That's a pretty color. So that's more like a grass green. And once again, different than any of the other greens that are already up here. Just by ratios. So, get a set of watercolors, just a basic 6 set, and set about playing and see what you can create.